හොඳයි. ඉතින් නැවත වරක් පස්වර 3:05 මිනිත්තු 11ක් ගත වෙද්දී ෆවුන්ඩර්ස් කෝනර් හරහා තවත් සුවිශේෂී අමුත්තෙක් අපි මැදිරියට අරගෙන ආවෙත් තියෙන්නේ. එක සෙග්මන්ට් එකක් ඉවර වෙච්ච ගමන්ම තව ඒ සෙග්මන්ට් එකේම අපි දෙවෙනි කොටස ආරම්භ කරන්නයි සූදානම් වෙන්නේ. සචිකලා සූදානම් වෙලා ඉන්නේ කවුද ඇවිත් ඉන්නේ කියලා අපිට කියන්න. අපි බලමු කවුද ඇවිත් ඉන්නේ කියලා. මේ ෆවුන්ඩර්ස් කෝනර්ස් part 2 අපි මේ විදිහට ආරම්භ කරනවා. සීනිගම අති විශිෂ්ට මැදිරි සංකීර්ණයේ සිට ශශිකලා.
Thank you, Vishmi. And ladies and gentlemen, so we move on to part 2 of our Founders Corner. So a bit, as I mentioned, it's a bit of a busy Saturday here, and we are live from the Foundation of Goodness's Senigama Center of Excellence. And as we move on to part 2, we have another lovely guest. 3 lovely guests, and we are here to have a wonderful discussion. So this guest, I think, has a long history with our founder, Mr. Kushal. So should we start with how you know each other? Maybe I think that would be very interesting.
I think today you have come up with so many different founders chit chat, founders segment, founders corner. So I think best we stick to one segment. I
Founders corner.
Okay, right. But anyway, I'm really pleased that we have some very special guests here today, as we do usually on Saturdays. We just had Shaftan speak to us from a educational perspective. Now we have a sports perspective, and he's a very special guest, I know, because he and I have been associated for a very long time, almost I think 25 years now. This is Shyam Impet, no stranger as such, because in the sporting arena, he actually and his company with his colleagues and teammates manages about 20-25 international stars on sports management, especially of course cricket being in the forefront. I actually came across Shyam under very special circumstances, because I was chosen to run the Under-19 World Cup in Sri Lanka for the first time. There was a World Cup here, and I happened to be the elected secretary from the interim committee, and we set up a kind of a secretariat, and we wanted to really do this well. As we set it up, we advertised for others to join our secretariat. So when it was advertised, we had Shyam and a couple of others, the likes of Siobhan Daniel, Rex Clementine. They were more on the media, but Shyam was actually directly working with me and Saumi at the time, and we had a beautiful office set up, and that's the first time I kind of came across Shyam. And anyway, at the interview, I knew with his vibes and cheerful, overwhelming personality, talking much more than me interviewing him. So I knew it's a go-go situation, and then I wanted someone like him to actually drive certain areas. He was very proactive, and then that really helped us to build a team, which eventually, I must say, in the entire month of January, we were stationed there. I mean, at that time I was having my business, but I forgot about my business, and I operated from Sri Lanka Cricket for just 1 month, not going anywhere other than being there, because we had, I think, 16 teams come down, and some 64 matches or something to be completed during those 30 days. So he played a very big part, and I knew from there is Mr. Unstoppable going into sports management. So but that was a secondary affair, but he got the grounding at that time, and then it was a great start. Then even after, we continued our association relationship, because we started the Murli Cup just after the conflict, and in 2012 13, 14, 15, 16, for 5 consecutive years we had the Murli Cup up in the north, when there were no facilities whatsoever. We had then Murali, Kumar and Mahayala all involved in this project. Charlie Austin, I can't forget, because he was Shyam was working with him, and then we all came together for a reconciliation project that we wanted to actually establish in the north, and also harness the talent and get whatever we thought best to promote the game, and of course the reconciliation part. So I think we started with 16 boys teams and about 8 girls teams. So it was very bare at the time. If not for the Sri Lanka Army putting together a matchless effort to actually even get the grounds. I can remember still Mahayala coming and asking me, is it the same place that we actually practiced some time ago and had some training camps, because you got 400 soldiers cutting grass sods, coming and keeping it on the ground, rolling it over, and overnight you had a ground. So it was like amazing, and the accommodation, the meals, the transport, logistically it was a huge undertaking. So Shyam played a great part in certain areas that we delegated to each one, and our journey went on till that time. And then of course I think he was overseas also for a while, but after he came back he took on all these top players, where I must say I've been privileged enough to be also a sports manager. Actually, the first time ever a Sri Lankan appointed a sports manager, it was Murali, and he was Tamil and I was Sinhalese, and we have had that partnership for 24 years or 25 years since we started. And then he's also a key trustee of the Foundation of Goodness. So we've had a lot of things in common, because we used to talk to each other and get certain ideas when he wanted some contracts negotiated or initiated. He used to talk to me about Murali, and then I used to talk to him about getting lots of the trends that are now in vogue and whatnot. So it's been an amazing journey, but it kind of rekindled our connection just one day, I think, just about a month ago, I think, or less, 3 weeks ago, when I went, because we support a lot of schools in cricket in these areas, right? So Devapati Raja is one school that for the first time in one season became under 13 joint champs, under 15 runner-up, and under 17 champions. They have no cricket ground, they have no cricket committee, they don't even have a technical committee, just only the coach, the master in charge, and we sponsor their cricket. That's it. And it's amazing, an A division, 3 sides, to have got into that kind of championship level, in one season is truly astounding, or beyond extraordinary. So when I was actually at the under 17 championship at Thurston Ground, when Devapati Raja was playing Mahanama, I don't know, I think it so happened, must be a divine connection. I think you called me, Shyam called me for something, and I said, look, you have to come down, come, I'm watching a match, and he got a shock. So I said, I'm watching this cool match, and in about half an hour, he appeared from nowhere. So then we started to chat, and then, of course, he knew the opposing team coach, and the coach wasn't happy that he was talking to me, on this side. So it was interesting, and then we said, let's try to see whether we can get the Murali Cup going, or how can we get involved in some sports tournament, or promote cricket in the way that we knew before, things like that. And it was amazing. So now I have spoken enough. I think it's Shyam's turn to speak and say he is a veteran on this speaking engagements and talking on the radio and stuff like that.
So he's judging us all right now.
Yeah. So here he is, and so Shyam, thanks very much for actually coming here. It's Ashrika and also Sunal, right? And all 3 of them, he decided very quickly, yes, let's do this very soon. And I said September 6th, and he said definitely I'm on, and I want to come and see. But it's been here a long time ago in different phases as we were working on, so he's here, and I'm very happy, Sham, that you came. You saw our facilities. I know you didn't go to the other ground, but at least you came here. We are like a feeder to the nation. We try and harness all the talent that is available in outstation areas and try to feed them to go into that national level. So, but more importantly, I'm so pleased that you decided that you want to come, you want to support. We have been doing projects together. And over to you for your experience of coming here with your team and seeing what we do is something that I want to, convey my heartfelt gratitude.
Thank you very much. That was a long introduction, Kushal.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, but you know what? I appreciate the words. I appreciate the honor of being here, and I completely am in awe of being in your presence again, because it's not every day that you get to spend time with a man of this stature. Okay, and I say stature not loosely. I say it with a lot of thought. He's been able to go through immense, intense adversities and stand ground for the people. I used to always say, for the people, no, from the people, for the people, with the people. And that's Kushal Gunasekara. If I am to rewind a little bit to 1999, that was my 36th job interview. By that time,
how much?
My 36th job interview.
Wow.
I did part-time work at Yellow Pages just as I left school, and thought, you know what, life is good. I got a job the very next day after my A-levels. I thought, okay, Yellow Pages, great. And I finished that assignment, and then there onwards, it was 36 grueling interviews. I went here, there, and everywhere. And one guy looks at my certificates and is like, the day this building catches fire and we need somebody to run really fast and save everybody, I'll hire you. I was like, So I was extremely disappointed and disheartened by the time I was coming to the Sri Lanka cricket, or at that time the Board of Control for Cricket's interview. And I had just been asked to join the Sri Lanka Navy, the athletics corps, and to also join as a cadet officer. I thought, you know what, I'll take that. It's better than being jobless. Then I got the call for the interview here. It came through my ex-boss at Yellow Pages. He had heard from a recruitment agency that they were looking. He said, Shyam, go, you'll get this. I said, fine, whatever, let me go. So I went. When I went there, I realized that the other guy who was there was good friends with Saumi, right? Hazim. Yes. I forgot. And I was like, job back, forget it, it's not going to happen. But I met Saumi the first day. She said, Kushal was supposed to interview you, he's not here, you'll have to come for another day and whatever. I said, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. She looked at my CV. Okay, we'll keep you informed. I said, yeah, okay. I knew. Went home, did my thing, and I spoke to my then girlfriend and I said, listen, I am joining the Navy. And she's like, what? What if you die in the war? I said, if I die, I die. Okay, but at least I won't be jobless. I can't do this. And then she was like, fine, whatever. And then I'm going to go pray. I said, do whatever you want to do. The next day I go for this interview. And then, so I'm on time. He's on time. And he goes, so tell me, how does a person with a CV this impressive not have a job yet? And I thought, okay, I'll just take the mickey out of him because I'm not getting the job anyway. Because the dude who was there yesterday is definitely getting the job. And I said, you tell me. Wherever I go, they ask me for experience. If I don't hire me, how am I to get experience? So I have experience in going for interviews. I don't have experience in doing a job because nobody's giving me an opportunity. And he said, I like that. I said, you're joking, right? He said, no, I'm serious. So do you know what we're doing here? I said, I have no idea. Tell me, will you? Since you're interviewing me, let me interview you. What do we do here? And he was like, we are organizing a under-19 cricket World Cup. I said, Up until that point, I swear to God, I didn't even know that Sri Lanka had an under-19 cricket team.
Really? Oh, wow.
No clue.
Seriously?
I was that much far in the well. Okay, but that became one of the most funniest interviews I'd ever done. And I spoke my heart out. I thought nothing to lose. Forget it. Drop the walls. Just be you. Forget about professionalism. Show him who you really are. And apparently he liked it. So long story made short, if not for Kushal Gunasekara, Shyam Impet may probably have been dead by now. That's the reality, because I would have 100% taken the offer the next day and joined the Navy. I was running for Sri Lanka at the time. They would have happily hired me, but I had to also be a part of the cadets.
Between the 400 meters or the 100 meters?
400. It's a 400. And that was that. So as the old saying goes, the rest was history. And here we are many, many years later doing things. But let me also say that Kushal and the Foundation of Goodness made taking cricket to the rural areas cool even before it became cool. When we took cricket to the rural areas, especially the north, there were still fears of landmines buried everywhere. There were still fears of, situations where you could have just been in the wrong place at the wrong time and gotten kidnapped. Happened to us, to Sudan, where the van was taken away. Okay? But we persevered. We persevered because there was a vision and a mission, and there was a passion. And above that, there was this undying necessity, the compassion to make those people want something, or rather have something. And that was giving them sport, giving them validation. The Murali Harmony Cup did that. It gave the people of the north serious validation at that time. Because it was still fresh from the war. 2012 was still fresh. Prior to that, in Sinigama, we had the Murali International Sixers on a smaller scale. I can't believe you forgot about it.
I've done so many things I can't keep track, but
so that was the...
Murali might be very angry with me if I said that.
No, it happens to everybody. But that was the seed that was planted and grew this huge tree. The Murali International Sixers saw teams from England, Australia, I think New Zealand, and South Africa, and Sri Lanka. And that was nice. It happened here. And school children doing their thing, but it was Murali himself who then said, no, let's take this out of Sri Lanka.
No, actually it was Kumar.
Was it Kumar?
Yeah, it was Kumar. He said, why don't we go to the north?
Right.
And then I think the first year itself, 2012 Sham, or 2011. 2011.
11 was the first one.
12, 13, 14, 15.
15.
So I think that time the 2012 World Cup was going to be staged here
in Sri Lanka. Yes, correct.
And the preparation were going up. Then Kumar spoke to ICC and got the first sponsorship.
We got $50,000. $50,000. Yes, I remember that. So we started work in 2011 for 2012, and Otu Sudan, right, or Otu Sudan, or whatever you want to call it. It's actually Oti Sudan if you're going to be technical about it. That was just a bare land. Right, the army camp was there, the school was here, and there was about 2-3 herds of cows doing their thing. They had good fertilizer. Right? Then they were like, sir, make my ground digger. That was a look. And then Kushal was like, එතකොට කොහමද මේ හදන්නේ මේක? අතන පෙවිලියන දානවා. Okay. Ground එක මෙතන දානවා. Wickets 4ක් දෙනවා අපි. Okay. 1 month later මෙන්න බඩු. The ground was good
because
to go.
the army was involved and they were putting again galvanizing about 200-300 soldiers.
Crazy stuff. Do you remember the names of the army officers who helped us over there? Especially General Mark?
Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, that was Mulathivu. Yeah.
Mulathivu.
Yeah.
And then, so Mulathivu was Utu Sudan, no?
Yeah, Mulathivu was Sudan.
And all that. So that a lot of work went into it. But before going too far into that, I also want to bring Sashik over here into the conversation. Sash, first time over here. I've been here 99, 2000. I've been here 2004. 2006. I've been here 7. I've been here. 2007 is when we played in the grounds. We played the Sinigama International Sixers.
Right.
England was touring Sri Lanka.
Oh.
We decided that Charlie and Red Dot Tours decided to have an international Sixers tournament with all the England Barmy Army supporters.
Yeah.
Right?
They didn't want to come the second time because no liquor. So
Podi prashnayak wuna ඇත. But you know what? Teams registered. Okay, it was a big do. Lots of hullabaloo. Everybody was interested, and even the broadcasters put a team down, right? And then I remember the third game was about to start. It was one of these guys who was playing, and then this guy had just gotten married and all, and come forward to play. And they had this fast bowler, a guy named Harry. So Harry was about to bowl, and I told the wicket keeper, I said, "Machang, passing ganda poddak. Then go back a little bit." He said, No, I'm good, I can take this. I said, "Okay, fine, no worries. Hold this. Okay." Harry comes running in, bowls a ripper of a delivery, bounces, and this guy, the wicket keeper, takes it like this. Ball goes through the glove and poke in the mouth.
they are not on television.
Onto the mouth. And then this guy stands up, stares down like this. He sits down and he looks at me. "Machang, is this okay?" "Monno okay there? A hole over here. A hole." And his 3 teeth gone.
Oh.
And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Get some ice." Get the ice and keep it and whatever. Me, Machang, leno ane. "Oh, leno. I'm like, පොඩක් ඉන්න බලමු. So I clean the place up, and it's හරියට හිලක් තියා මැද. Right under this. And then he was like, "මම බැන්ද දවස් දෙකයි මම මේකට එන්න බෑ කියද්දි මම ගෙදර ගෙනාවේ." I still remember. I said, "ගෑණි මගේ ඔළුව කයි." We were like, "Okay, fine, chill man, chill, we got this. Sent him to the hospital to Karapiti. That team was done. And they were done because they were all traumatized. He got plastic surgery. He looked better than he was after. Yeah, so he looked much better. But that was an experience. But that tournament had some amazing people coming over. We had Marcus Trescottic come. Michael Vaughan was here. Dominic Cork was here. And quite a few people. That was the first time there was so many internationals who came into an independent tournament. Right? That right there was also a moment where a boundary was broken and a trend was set. You need to understand this. Okay, because lots of people can come and talk about a lot of things, but people don't realize the amount of boundaries and walls that were broken by the foundation of goodness and its journey of goodness to, uphold lives, to give people a better life standard. You know, it's ridiculous, it's crazy how it just falls into place. But when you think of foundational goodness, I always think about walls broken, boundaries broken, bridges gapped, and relationships restored. So that's what we do. That's what the foundation does. And to be here right now talking about this, I know it feels mighty good. It feels mighty good, Kushil. So just before we go into anything further, I'd like to introduce Sashika Pustegola, who also works with us. He's a director, coach in cricket for Tamil Union at the moment, and he's also at Diversity Management. He's the director, talent and acquisition, and he's also one of the keenest cricket eyes you'll ever come across. Pusse, say hello to everybody and tell us about your experience here.
You're coaching my former club. I played for Tamil Union as well, so.
All right. Thank you, first of all, for inviting me over here, I think through Mr. Kushil. And of course, thank you to Sham as well for bringing me along. Before I came in, I've heard plenty about the foundation from so many cricketers as well-wishers from everywhere. But after really coming here and experiencing all what's been done, it really was a huge eye-opener. It's no easy task. I think I can read off the wall literally of your very own wall of quotes that says, "Talkers are plenty, doers seldom." So you indeed are a doer. After seeing all of this, it's amazing job as to what an individual could really stand up for and bring forward in a foundation. So hats off to you, sir.
I think hands
Right.
down the most action-filled and animated discussion we've ever had at
Yeah.
the Good News Radio.
Yeah, that has to be Sham, no?
Exactly.
So there's
Thank you
nobody.
for bringing that color.
Everyone else was like, it's good news and positive news, and it had a tone about ourselves. And he thought he was on television and said to hold the mic. This is such a.
No, so I had to let these ones see what was going on. Those who don't have the privilege of seeing it, well, tough. But no, I mean, look, it's only good news, right? The only good news story. Do you know the background of the only good news story? It started off as a magazine, a JV with Fonterra at the time,
Yeah.
right? And they only wrote about good news, right? I think I'm your nostalgic buddy right now, reminding everybody.
No, true. I think I've forgotten a lot of these things. I don't keep track, and I don't keep it in my library. I just let it go. I
Can't blame you
go
also, with everything else going on. Right?
No, but I'm glad you reminded, because I think we need to speak and say to the listeners, because I don't know how that came about, but I know we got a connection with Anchor.
Anchor.
Yeah,
So
Anchor, and then I decided that I'm going to have a good news magazine or like a leaflet, and we did maybe about 7-8 editions. I can't remember.
Around 8 editions.
Yeah, and then I think once the environmental police told us that that's the only magazine or the leaflet that they never saw it being thrown away into the ground, because somebody picked it up. Because it in Sinhala, Tamil and English, all three, the same story. So I think it was picked up by someone or the other and then taken away, and we used to kind of, like in England, give it away at the railway station as well. Remember giving, I think I had this thing about giving it away at the railway station. So it just, so it's but Sham, thanks very much, and Sashuga, thank you for coming by and kind of experiencing Somali as well, coming here, experiencing what the Foundation of Goodness has done. I know there's a lot of visuals out there on social media and our website and what have you, but nothing like seeing it operate at grassroots level, because you can show a lot of, today you can do lots of doctoring, graphics, this and that and the other, but it's when you see it on the ground that you really get the right perspective. So I'm thankful to all of you, and and I have a proposition as well, because I'm trying to bring, we have a coaching camp in the north, and we are also building a team there, the girls team, and also the upcountry, we have a girls team there as well, and we have one in Polonnaru we are supporting, and also in the southern region we have so many. So I'm trying to get them over a weekend and to play like a 4-tier team, and I'm just trying to see how that can be done in the not too distant future.
I have 2 words for you. Make it 3. Murali, harmony, cup. We can regenerate all of this and recreate all of this, and I think the MHC 2.0, we could do all of this, and we could make it all about empowering sport. Earlier, what we did earlier was we empowered communities, right? That's what we did. Instead of empowering communities, we can empower sport and empower championships. And we can do that, Kushal.
Yeah. Because Sham, I think for me, women in sport is huge, and women's empowerment is even more.
Yeah.
You will not believe, probably about 8 months ago, Vishmi and I got together and we started women in surfing, right? And now we have already got 6 to 7 girls who are actually surfing beautifully. So now we've started women's volleyball, beach volleyball.
Nice.
Beach volleyball as well. So I'm trying to get lots of girls to do things in villages that they are not doing other than in Colombo. So I think there is a lot of talent out here, not here alone. I'm talking about North, I'm talking about East, I'm talking about East Coast, I'm talking about Polonnaru, I'm talking about Upcountry. where they have a lot of girls who have now come to play cricket. John.
Yep.
And that's your passion, right? So is it mine. But to get them out here into our two grounds over a weekend, just to give them an outing, come and play
So why not?
against each other. So that's what I'm trying to do.
So let's work on it.
Yeah.
I think we should. Also, I wanted to have some Somali is the first time. I was telling her, I said, somehow yesterday after practice, as the conversation came up, and she like, Mukode Karane Kocha. They call me Kocha. So I was like, I'm going. My wife has a high tea today. So I said, I'm not going for that for very good reasons. And then she was like, hey, koi then? I said, I'm doing this. I said, oh, come if you're doing nothing. I thought she was joking, but she was serious. So I said, okay, here, come home at 7:30 in the morning. She was on time. This fellow got late. I threw you onto the bus.
Sumali, so you've been here for the first time at the Foundation of Goodness, and you've been here since morning. So share us your thoughts and what you have seen, your experience.
So thank you very much for the opportunity, and I should definitely thank Kocha for asking me out, like, can we go tomorrow? I just said yes. I didn't even know where I'm going. In fact, I didn't know what to tell my mom. I just said I'm going to Sinigama. So she thought maybe the Devale, but it's not that. So it's amazing. I mean, I've heard a lot of places, I've seen a lot of stuff, and when I was even abroad, I've seen places like this, people uplifting, trying to build communities, even women empowerment, sports, a lot of things. But to see something like this in this region, and in Sri Lanka, something like this is just fantastic. And I think the credit goes to you, Kushil, and everyone who's involved with you, and your donors, your foundation guys, whoever, the other sportsmen, everyone. It's just amazing, and to see how people are happy and what more you can do. I think this is just, to me, this looks just the beginning, but I'm sure there's a long way for all of us to go. And if there's anything that we could do as a support, not just monies, but then there is social media to digital campaigning to anything, we are happy to support you, because it's just amazing, and there's a lot of things. I could just say it's fabulous. Also, more than that, women empowerment is a big deal now. Everyone talks about women and how, and we see a lot of women are in at big places, even in Sri Lanka. I think women in sports, we should. It's not about breaking records or giving exceptions. But take the girls out, to put them into the field, discipline, and then take them on big places in the global footprints. I think that's a long way to go.
I think well spoken, Somali, because I think women's empowerment here, as I said, is very significant. If you have seen our Women's Empowerment Center, we've already empowered 7,000 ladies who have gone on to do things on their own. They become self-sufficient, and they also have, we have about multiple sectors there. Vishmi is the one who's heading that section, because very few know Vishmi was chosen by Sirasa about 3 years ago as the most emerging, dynamic, youthful female leader in the entire
Congratulations.
island. So, and then she was also she returned last night because she was picked up by, I think, the National Youth Sports Council or National Youth Council, National Youth Services Council.
Fantastic.
And 5 of them represented Sri Lanka and went to India for a youth forum, and just come back. So she's handling all the women's empowerment, and I can tell you we are expanding to areas, unknown territory for women, but they like to be like in Colombo, because our goal is trying to bridge this urban-rural divide.
Fantastic.
So we just want to get there and give this opportunity. So we have, we have chef that has gone to Shangri-La after coming to us, so, and become like a pastry chef. So there are so many, girls who are now running the back office operation for John Kale's, the biggest conglomerate in Sri Lanka. So, and then American citizens, so many things. Given the opportunity, the training, facilities, and the exposure, they have begun to do very well. 4 girls are currently playing in the national team, whom we support. So, I mean, there is so much. There are under 19 6 girls, and because their Patiraja is, the best female team as well. over and over again, year after year, except once or twice, Anula and Anula Vidyalaya.
And Visaka.
Yeah,
No, Visaka didn't make it.
Anula, and I think there's a Ratnavali school in Gampaha. So, but by and large, the Patiraja has been in the forefront. I think if you take the most number of girls who have represented Sri Lanka, I think they are Patiraja, like Ananda College, 26, test cricketers or 26 international cricketers. So,
but now St. Joseph's have been recruiting a lot of cricketers, so I think they'll break that number pretty soon. Okay, Kushal, I have a question for you.
Positive news.
Wait, question for you.
Okay, I like these questions.
Yes. Define in your words what is feminism. Because you're talking a lot about women empowerment. I want to hear your narration of feminism.
I'm not trying to define, but I can see some signals or metrics or the data which is alarming, because I feel that there are, in our centers alone, we have 22 with the Center of Excellence, and 65% of that attendance, let's say 10,000 students. Ananda College has 7,000 plus, Royal College has 8,500 perhaps, I have 10,000, right? Not to brag, but those are the data that is coming out from our centers, right. And 65% are basically girls and 35% are boys. Now it's an alarming stat, right? Where girls are really very diligent, focused, determined, they want to succeed, they're hungry for success, and who knows, maybe this is like a premonition that girls may lead this country into the future, and that because empowering women, I think, is not, you talk about feminism, but empowering women, not only do they actually help with their families, sustain their families, the society they contribute, then into the nation, they bring a lot of pride.
Correct.
And I think there are right now, I think because of this T20 cricket, the boys want a shorter format of the game.
They're going the other way
and
around.
They want to take a three-wheeler quickly, get to the tourism industry, and go. But of course, there are others who are studying IT, and but
35% is a very small number.
35% against 65%. So there is a lot of feminism. I don't know, that touch is making a lot more, trending right now than what the boys bring to the table.
So let me explain. This is why I asked this question. Finally, I got the answer. Okay, because once upon a time, not too long ago, actually very recently, I did a program in a school, and I asked a bunch of girls, what is feminism? Like standing up for your rights, and this, and not letting the men overrule us, and all these things and whatever. I just looked at them and I said, Itigedia. That is not what feminism is. As I'll tell you what feminism is. Feminism is when Marie Curie discovered, what did she discover?
Radio.
Who?
Marie Curie. Yeah.
Radium and?
Radium, yeah.
And iridium. Anywho, that was a moment of feminism. Do you know what she did to herself? In the process of looking for a cure for humans, her body deteriorated. She poisoned herself. She died for humanity, looking for a cure. That is feminism. When Indira Gandhi stood up for the first time, took leadership, led India, and stood for the people, that was feminism. When your mother wakes up in the morning, dons a sari, goes to work, slashes it out, does her job, come back home, does whatever she has to do for you, take responsibility, show you the way, sit down with you, do your homework and all that stuff. That is feminism. Those are women of society, women of empowerment, women who empower not just women but society. A woman who empowers a society is feminism. That is what you need to talk about. That is what you need to be proud about. And that is what I said. And
But I think a lot of ladies are taking that leap forward. They're taking that lead. They're coming out. In rural sector, they were always backwards. They let the men do the front work, and they were behind the scene. But I think now no longer, because I'll tell you, 16 girls who had no access to computers, probably 15, maybe more, 15 years ago, today are running the back office operation. Not that alone. Now I see them on scooters.
That's the dangerous part.
Well, that's about a traffic law, but anyway.
I'm saying, I'm all for girl power and all that, but my God, they're dangerous.
But they are going. I mean, to see girls in the rural areas on scooters is in a way a pleasant sight, because they have taken over the role of making things happen. Right? They are not waiting for.
No, they're not.
They are not waiting, but they are going ahead, and also I think they are now understanding that you don't need to get married at the age of 18, 19 and get stuck at 20 with 2 kids and having to, embrace all the burden. But they are thinking, hey, look, we can have our own career. We will take it easy. We'll go when we are ready. We will let you know. Sometimes they think, look, why would we want to, give away everything that we built to someone unknown to us, who may even take away what we have established. So we don't know, but I'm very privileged. I'm very happy to actually empower. And the other thing is, I feel that the ladies and the women are far more disciplined in their outlook, in their work ethics and role, much more than maybe the men might be angry with me, but it doesn't matter. I feel if they are guided, they can actually go. I mean, I'm not saying that there can be bad eggs as well, but on a more positive note, I think if you empower the girls are more responsible, more ethical, more disciplined, and they have a lot of value.
50-50. I mean, you have a point. You do. Okay.
50-50, 65-35 already.
65-35, I'll explain why 65-35. Okay. There's also the problem in the rurals as we speak. Boys are forced to become men even before they could become, because the fathers have been going around working, careless about themselves, into habits, losing their lives at an early age. So the boys don't really have an opportunity, Kushil. They have to sometimes say, no chance. I mean, that's also there. That's one side to the story.
And also tourism.
Tourism, yes, 100%. That is another thing in these areas especially. But now recently, I was telling you as well, we went to Habrana. We did the village tour and everything. And then I asked one of the farmers, I said, "Dang, lamai kiyadene kinawada? Lamai 4 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා." නියමයි. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ මේක බලා ගන්නවා. මොන පිස්සුද මහත්තයා? I said, "ඇයි මොකද ප්‍රශ්නේ?" ලෝකෝ එක අන්න රට ගියා. I said, "Okay." දෙවෙනි එක ජීප් එකක් අරන් මොකද කියන්නේ? බොලෙරෝ එකක් අරන් ටුවරිසම් කරනවා. Okay. තුන්වෙනි එකාට මේක කරන්න කම්මැලි. ඌ කැමති නැහැ. ඌට මේ YouTube ගිහලා මොකද කරන්න ඕනලු? I said, "Okay." I said, "හතරවෙනි එක්කන දුව ඉතින් කාර්ය බැඳලා යයි." Okay. So there is a problem there. People also want to do things differently now, and everybody wants to do something that's going into tourism and whatnot and whatever. I have a problem. I'm worried that we are losing our man power, as in men in farming, in power, able to cultivate, do those things. That's an issue that we're going to face as well coming in the years to come. We'll figure it out, I guess. Something for you to think about. There's always an opportunity for the 35% deficit. And there's always a reason behind that. But what you're doing with women empowerment, I completely understand the sentiment. I get it. And I also need to say that we need to also congratulate the modern parents for understanding that their daughters are not child breeders and just, whatever, sitting with the rest of the things.
I mean, I think also cricket has also given them a lot of hope. I know a lady who plays for Sri Lanka, and, she came from our system, and she was so humble in their beginnings. Now, because of her, cementing the place and being a regular, even in early 20s, she's made it that the parents would never have ever thought a girl going and playing cricket would make everyone, so sustainable. So, I mean, when they see such role models, then the others get also activated to get into that path.
Definitely.
So I think, I don't know, we need to work on this country. I feel that that rural areas have so much potential. They're so clever, smart, bright, and just that they lack the opportunity and the ability to speak English, which we are now driving as much as we can. Anyway, thanks very much for coming. I think, they are budding, upcoming compeers. The three of them who speak pretty good English is Tejan.
Who's Tejan?
Tejan is here. Tejan is here, Osanda, and then Jumana. All three of them are maybe wanting to ask you all a question each.
My goodness.
Yes, so now it's time for the youngsters to ask a question. Okay, who wants to start? Osanda?
So you said you have been coming to the foundation since 1999, 2000, 2004, whatever you have come here a lot. So what do you think about how we developed after the tsunami? Everything was destroyed. How we developed to this level from that years?
I think good engineers and good construction workers. No.
He can be hilarious. He can have a comedy on his own.
I try. Like I said, it was one man who came to the people, from the people, for the people. It takes one dreamer and two believers and three achievers to get something done. And the Foundation of Goodness came together as a community of people getting together and forming everything. This, what we see, Puta, is a result of sheer love, compassion, and absolute determination to not to let a community down. And that is what has happened. This is the result of that.
So you told us about, you have a big story about your friendship between Kushi sir. I have one question. The question is, how many years of friendship between you and Kushi sir?
It started on the 8th of November 1999.
Wow.
Okay. That was the day I met him and had my interview. On the 14th of November 1999 is when I started my job at the Secretariat. Oh yeah, I remember because Sami was pretty ticked off when she called me the next day. You got the job. I'm like, what? Yeah. I'm like, why are you angry with me? Anyway, it was more than a friendship. It was, it's become a great relationship. I've always fallen back on Kushil, and I've learned a lot of good habits. And one time we got late to come there for something, and the van was late. It was a lot of traffic. I overslept a little bit as well, but still, the key was with me, and then, everybody were waiting outside the office, and I walked in, and I gave the key. Everybody went, and our man sits down at his desk and said, Kushil, I'm so sorry that Sham, winners don't give excuses, only losers do.
Typical.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like,
you still know winners don't give.
yeah. I'm like, wait, what? He said, winners don't give excuses, only losers do. What have you got to say? I said, nothing. Not a damn thing. And I walked away. Right? So I learned a lot from this man. I learned how to thrive under pressure. I learned how to handle situations I shouldn't be handling in the first place. And above all, I've learned to pretty much be a decent human being. If a person can inculcate those things in your life, it's more than a friendship. It's a blessing. And not everybody gets that blessing in their lives. And that's it. All of us in this room are absolutely blessed to have this blessing. And you know what? I don't think you hear this much, right, Kushil? for you to do what you've done, to come to where you come, to be the person that you have been. You know, you probably hear a lot of sap stories and negative stories on a daily basis. Yet here you are listening to all of that, absorbing it like a sponge, and then expelling it all out in kindness and goodness. That's a lot, man. That's a huge thing. Not everybody can do that, and to not have your spirit being broken, that's ridiculous. Legend.
Thanks, man. Anyway, I think
All right. I
time to
think
call it a day.
I
Yep.
repeat that.
Jumana. You forgot Jumana. Oh my.
How could you forget Jumana?
No.
Honestly.
Jumana was a little shy before. She was okay.
Are you
Jumana,
shy?
come on. Yes, there you go.
She speaks English.
Okay, so you're quite a hilarious man.
Thank you.
Okay.
I thrive on it.
So I'd like to say, what would you like to say for the students who are coming to the Foundation of Goodness?
In what sense?
You can briefly just explain some sort of advice.
Advice?
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. No. If a student is coming to the Foundation of Goodness, what they need to understand is they're 50% there.
Be good and do good.
Be good, do good. You're at the Foundation of Goodness, you're 50% there. Which means you won halfway already. The other 50% is listening, understanding, learning, applying, implying. Okay? Do good, be good. Above all, always resonate greatness. That's how you become a legend.
So thank you to our young radio hosts, Tejan, Osanda and Jumana. As you can see, some great talent brewing right here at the Foundation of Goodness. And I think I must repeat myself, hands down, the most actionable, most interview filled with like a lot of body language, I must say.
No one fell
We've
asleep.
Sorry?
No one fell asleep.
No one fell asleep. The
No,
most
right?
hilarious.
Excellent.
Yeah, but this is the most animated interview that
Exactly.
we have ever had
We've
because
ever
This calls for a nice cup of plain tea now.
because we've always been
So I think, we
very
should-
serious and talking about positive good news, but good to have this kind of
Good to have some
humor as well.
So so Vishwik, note down 6th September as the most enjoyable Good News radio session. All right, thank you very much. First of all, thank you, Kushil. We've spoken a lot about the legacy you've built here, so thanks a lot for doing that. That's the reason why we are able to talk about this. And also, I must say, feminism, one of my favorite topics, so it's really nice to see two gentlemen talking about it. It's usually always a lot of women, so very nice to see two gentlemen embrace and talk about
I'll
it.
tell you why. I can explain why. Part of being a confident man is being able to admire feminism, admire the good stuff. That didn't sound right at all. That came out wrong.
I like the word you used.
But you know what I mean, right?
I know exactly what you mean, and I must say that's what makes a man attractive as well. A man
There you
who
go.
respect women, who gives women the opportunities that are needed to rise. So great. Thank you very
Excellent.
much.
I hope my wife is listening today.
You can send her the link and she can listen
Fantastic.
to it.
We'll be sending you the YouTube link
All right.
today by evening.
Is this recorded? I mean, is
No.
there a video going there?
No.
Am I on
it's been
TV?
recorded. Yeah.
Hi, Ma. No?
No, you're not on TV, but
Okay.
you'll get into the YouTube
All right.
segment of the
At least
episode.
my voice will be heard, so
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks very much for being here, and really appreciate all three of you, coming to the Foundation of Goodness and inspiring us to do more good.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thanks so much for coming to the Good News Radio, and thank you, Kushal, for hosting the session. Thank you to our three upcoming compeers, and thank you, Vishmi, for always doing all this technical work behind the scene. And ladies and gentlemen, you're still listening to the Good News Radio. The time right now is 4:06 p.m. and don't go anywhere because we will be here till 5 p.m. We will be right back after this quick musical break.